Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
The No Comfort Zone, welcome back. Hey, just wanted to let you know that I believe in you, and I believe that you can get through adversity and get through your challenges and actually start achieving the goals that you put out in front of yourself. And that's what this message is all about. That's what this podcast is all about. So I'm headed into work. Last podcast, I think I was leaving work, but that's what I do is I get in my car and I talk about my mission on life is to help as many people as I can get out of their comfort zone, start living in the reality, face and confront their challenges, and ultimately start achieving their goals. And I do believe in you, and I believe that you can do it. I did it, and I've done it for other people. They did all the work. I put them in the right direction, and things seem to have worked out. Now, not long ago, maybe I want to say last winter, I was speaking at an engagement of leaders, and I've mentioned this before, but the topics that I chose to discuss were basically my No Comfort Zone blueprint for business and leadership. And what I ended up doing was, in the grand scheme of things, I ended up taking a portion of my blueprint and focused some of my time on this next subject, which was basically it's the secret ingredient to level your competition, dominate the market, and quite frankly, win over an organization, win over a market, win over a segment. And what it is this is just that simple. It has to come down to the level of energy that you give off. And people have asked me before, I don't know what it is about you, but I'm highly aware of the energy that I give off and that I bring to the table. And when I bring to an organization, I'm very aware of that. I am very excited. I'm a very excitable person. I'm a very enthusiastic person. I find a way to get excited. And why am I bringing this up now? Is because when you take the 7 effects to goal setting that I set up in one of the podcasts previously, when you look at the mindset of the No Comfort Zone, AIDA, awareness, identify, decide, and take action. When you do those two, then you bring it over to the RPM, results, purpose, massive action, bring it over to cash, knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits, and now you've got this formula that you're working with. Well, there's going to come a time where you fall into, man, I'm feeling pretty good about things. I'm making a little bit of progress, but you're kind of stuck. And that's where you have to take those tiny minutes and moments, those tiny transitions, those things that might seem insignificant, and that's where you have to put in massive amounts of energy. For example, from the time you get up to the alarm clock, hitting that snooze button or whatever, or beating the alarm clock, that's where tons of energy has to happen. But how do you get there? You're going to need momentum. You're going to have to put an intention in place, put a goal in place. Tomorrow morning, my short-term goal is I'm going to get up before the alarm clock. By having that little bit of tiny progress, that step, you're good to go. Your day's starting in the right direction. But what else do you have to do? So there's 4 E's to this, and I'll explain them. The enthusiasm. Energy is the first one. You need to have energy. How are you going to do that? Stop eating all the fatty foods, processed foods. Eat your whole foods, get your vegetables in. Do whatever you need to do. I'm drinking a green smoothie shake. Basically 2 cups of packed spinach, ice, a whole banana chopped up. What else is in there? A little bit of pineapple, a little bit of grapes, water, and some ice, a little bit of protein. I mix that thing up and I drink it. It's great, and I get energy from it. That's what I do. After this, instead of doing, the 4 cups of coffee like I used to do, I'm going to drink 2 bottles of water, and then I'm going to begin my day. And that's just what I do. I've already had my coffee in the morning. I already did my exercise. I'm getting my energy ready for the day, and that's where I'm at now. I am energized. I'm ready to go. But then you have to add the other one to it. And you have to basically, the energy, then you have to add the excitement to it. If you have a job that you don't like going to, you're going to have to get excited about one thing in your job. You're going to have to do something that, if you're cutting wood, we'll get excited about the first thing that you're going to do to cut wood, or, cleaning up or something, or lunch or something. Get excited about something, some milestone that you can hit so that you can find some happiness along the way. Milestones throughout your day. And if you're like me in a position where you chose to be in a line of work and you really like working with the people, then it's pretty easy. But it's pretty easy to have that level of excitement. I have a ton of challenges that I face right now. I'm going into a place right now where I need everybody to basically get their A game up. And everyone's kind of down and flat and kind of complacent. And for a guy like me, that doesn't work. That is no bueno. I don't like that. I want everyone to be on their A game, but they're not going to be there all the time. But if I have 2/3 of my management staff on their A game, that might just bring the other ones up. Now, if I have 2/3 playing at the C level, well, then that's going to bring the other guys down, or it could. So I need to watch that. And I'm trying to do that by encouraging, empowering, having some fun, putting goals in front of them, milestones, all the stuff we're talking about in the blueprint, so that they can move the needle, so they can have some wins, so they can live in accomplishment. Because right now they're so far away from their goals, it's ridiculous. They're trying, but maybe not in the right areas. So the energy, the excitement, and then we got enthusiasm. What is it? I think it's a Greek word, spirit within, godlike. You have to be a creator, and enthusiasm is nothing more than walking into an area and wanting to be aware of how you can make a positive impact. The spirit within, godlike, the creator. Create a different reality by changing the environment with your excitement and with your energy. It's really powerful for the enthusiasm. Have you ever been around somebody super enthusiastic? Easy for me to say. Have you ever been around that person that's super enthusiastic? They're just great to be around. Why don't you be that person? It's funny. I'll walk around and I'll hear a certain song. I don't even know what the song is. And I'll just say this out of the blue. I love that song. And it puts a smile on people's faces. They think I'm a little silly and stuff. And yeah, I have an agenda and I have some serious things I need to do. But I'm trying to break up the environment to create some energy, some excitement. And that's why I may have doing it is by being enthusiastic, or getting a door for somebody, not just getting the door, but almost in a Kramer-like fashion, from Seinfeld, going towards that door and just enthusiastically grabbing the door. I mean, over the top stuff. Enthusiasm. Somebody needs a bottle of water. Hey, I just want to let you know that I went and got this bottle of water. It was chilled specifically for you. Here's a napkin. Should you need anything else, I'll be right over in that area over there. And is that enthusiastic? Yeah, I think so. Am I full of it? No, because I genuinely mean that. I think it's a good place to be when you're serving customers or with your people, or just enthusiastic. It shows some enthusiasm when you're at home with your family. And this weekend, speaking of enthusiasm, I'm going to pick up my 10-year-old, and we're going to spend the weekend together. And I got some things planned, and I hope they go as planned. I do have to work, but when I get off of work, we're going to do some things and keep him occupied. Keep him occupied with conversation. I want to see how his trip went, where he just got back from. I want to check in with him and see how his school is doing and see all that stuff. Put the phone down and have eye contact and go walk somewhere and do something together, just me and him. And I'm really looking forward to that. And then bring the rest of the family together and spend that time together, which he absolutely loves. And I'm super excited about it. Batting cages, we might go golfing. He's 10 and he likes to golf. Might just go for a walk. Might walk our dogs. Enthusiasm. He said when he spent a couple weeks with me, he said, I asked him what was the best part of our weeks together. And he had said, truly, it was waking up in the morning and walking the dogs. I said, out of all the stuff we did a bunch of day trips and stuff during one of those weeks. We even went race car driving in these electric cars. It was a blast. I had fun with that. He had an awesome time. But he said, yeah, it was really walking the dogs in the morning with me. And that's it, man. That's huge for me. So we were enthusiastic about that. We were enthusiastic about what we're going to be enthusiastic about what we're doing this weekend. But then here's the big part that ties it all together. And this is the secret ingredient that just really blows your competition away. This is the secret ingredient that gets you in the relationship. This is the ingredient that gets you more out of life, gets you the promotion, gets you the raise. This is the one that gets you noticed. And you need to engage. You need to engage. You need to lend a helping hand. You need to get the door for someone. You need to help somebody up. You need to engage all your great skills that you have that you've been working on from the previous podcast, the cash, and those skills we talked about. You need to start engaging what you're learning and what you're doing and start helping and changing someone else's reality. The engagement is, quite frankly, the one you can't fake. You can fake energy. You can act like you're all up and stuff. Enthusiasm, that's a hard one to fake because that's the spirit within. That one's hard to fake, but you can still fake it. You can act it. It's not real, but you can act that. The excitement, the energy, yeah, that's stuff that you can fake. But really, when it comes down to it, what you really need to truly do is you really need to work on the engagement. And the engagement is going to be when me and my son actually get together. The engagement's me putting the phone down. Not looking at my phone, looking at news feeds, not looking at what's going on social media, not checking my emails from work on a Sunday. Come on. This is time to enjoy with the person you're with and engage in that relationship. And what's interesting is I believe that's where I've made mistakes before in my life. I was never really present or engaged. I was always looking for the next. And now that I'm a little bit older and I'm slowing down, I'm challenging. If you're in your 20s, if you're in your 30s, if you want to be that guy, be that guy that's engaged and in the moment, and you'll far succeed everybody else because you're present. And that's really where the power is. The power is right now. Get engaged now with energy, with excitement, with enthusiasm. And when you do that, we'll go to the next one tomorrow, I think, or maybe later on today. I'll talk about it, about momentum and how you tie the whole blueprint together and start just crushing it and just blasting towards your goals and how quickly they come. And all the magic that happens just because you've tied everything together. So I hope this message has served you. I love doing these podcasts. Listen, I know that these are raw. These are very amateur, and I don't have a lot of skill in doing this. But as I told you before, I'm working on my skills to create the content that I'm doing for myself. I'm sharing it with you, and I hope that it helps you. Because quite frankly, my life has completely changed because I actually figured this blueprint out that I created. I put it all together. I maneuvered pieces around. And I'm actually just starting to see results, and I'm helping people get out of their comfort zones and live on purpose. And if you're interested in learning how do I get out of my comfort zone? Where am I at? Do I even know where I'm at? Do I need somebody to tell me? I can tell you where you're at. I can do all those things. What you need to do is you need to download the blueprint. We need to fill it out. So if you would, go to thenocomfortzone.com, download the blueprint. And what I'll end up doing is either sending you videos. We can schedule a call. There's a lot of different ways we can go about doing it. But get the blueprint first. Let's start there. And we'll go from there. And we'll see how we can either get you out of adversity or get you to start crushing your goals and start living a life on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.